We made it to 2024. Oh, Lordy. So welcome to my first video of the year. If you haven't been here before, I'm so sorry. And if you have been here before, still sorry. My channel is all about making crazy DIY costume and craft kind of stuff. I love to force my friends to be in little horror comedy sketches that I make, and I've got a lot more coming up this year. So if that sounds like your jam, why not slide on over to that subscribe button and hit it for me. Make my new year really, really good. So my first video of the year now is not going to be one of my premiere productions because I've got to bring you all up to speed on a couple of things that didn't get finished last year, so they've been shelved to this year, but I want to show you a sneaky little bit of behind the scenes of what I was working on for a couple of projects there. Otherwise, I am just going to give you a update on what is gonna go down on this channel this year, and mostly it's just gonna be we're gonna have a lot of fun. I spent pretty much 3 weeks just completely horizontal and asleep, and I think that's exactly what I needed because I feel very fresh and very renewed. So yeah, lovely restful time off, didn't party too hard. And for New Year's, we just found a really good rooftop where we had almost 360 degrees view of fireworks going off in different suburbs, which was really, really cool.
Oh, the city!
Oh, I can see the colors in the sky.
Oh, here we go!
Oh yeah, I see him.
This totally looks like we're in a prison, by the way.
They let us out.
They let us out.
So we can watch the fireworks.
So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Lies. I've been working so hard behind the scenes, coming up with ideas and new creations for this year. So before we get into that, alrighty. These two projects. I had 2 projects last year that didn't make it off the ground. The first one was for Halloween. I had completely planned a 3rd Halloween special that was going to be a game show. So it was going to be less sketchy, still sketchy, but super sketchy. But more also like authentic reactions, game show kind of format. So as you know, I get pretty obnoxious around Halloween and post a lot of videos, but unfortunately that one, it was just like a lot of work. I had even already made the props for it earlier in the year. But I just thought this idea needed a lot more attention and a lot more help. So it sort of morphed into a 6-episode web series that me and a few others are working on. So that's going to be my big one for this year, if I can all get it going off the ground. So small Halloween show became big multi-episode game show. So yeah, keeping it simple. Now, the second project that didn't get off the ground was a second Christmas special. I had written an Elf on the Shelf horror short, and I even made a cool poster for it, and some of the footage did get done. But because it was around Christmas and the holiday times, I only had a very limited amount of days that I could actually shoot with others before they went on holiday or work or whatever they had going on. So there was one day that we had available that could be filmed where I needed to shoot with Maya, and both of us were just sick as dogs. My body was in so much pain, and I messaged her and I was like, I think I'm gonna have to flake on my own project. And she was like, Oh my God, thank God my legs have been just in hell for the last couple of days, and I was going to push through, but instead we decided that we'll just push that to next year so it can actually get even better and I can give it a little more time. But I did come up with the intro for it, and this is probably, you know, some of the finest voiceover work I have ever done. So here it is. Fuck.
Roll out the red carpet. That's right, the Jingle Boys are back. These magical elves report back to Santa to help with his naughty and nice list. They'll live with you for the month of December to make sure you're behaving. But boy, do they love to party. Your family will love seeing what your very own Jingle Boy got up to during the night. Jingle Boys, only $29.95. Get yours today.
So I spent a lot of time marionetting some elves on the shelves and making them into puppets that I could move around. So that was actually like a lot of fun to play with puppets. I am going to actually be doing way more of that because I just found it so much fun, and it's like creepy as anything. So I'm like, yeah, let's do some more of that. And the last couple of updates I have finally gotten around to setting up a TikTok. I have not posted yet, but my very first TikTok is coming up. So if you want to follow me on that, my handle is the same as it is everywhere else on social media. It's ladyhartofficial. So tiktok.com/ladyhartofficial. I actually really like the TikTok dances. They just look like everyone's having so much fun. Not the videos where they're like getting in people's way and just, you know, sort of being in the way, but just when a group of friends are together and they're just like doing the little dance at like in their kitchen or wherever. So I think I would like to learn one of them. So you might see that coming up on my TikTok. I have also set up a Patreon because some people ask. Now, I do not expect anyone to make donations or anything like that. I just set it up because a few people ask. But if you want to give it a go, I've set up one tier where you can shout me a tea, and that's good enough for me. So that is also at patreon.com. ladyhartofficial. If you want to head over there, I don't know why you would, but there it is. So I got around to setting that up as well. Now, finally, what's going to go on for this year? Obviously, I will rehash those 2 projects that didn't make it off the ground last year. I am currently working on this year's Valentine's Day tea party special that I love to do, all the seasonal tea party shoot kind of days. So I've just sort of started drawing up all the sort of tablescapes I want to do. It inevitably always ends up morphing and changing as it's actually made in real life, but I am someone who has a lot of trouble picturing things unless it's like actually in front of me. So I do tend to draw up a lot just so I can visually picture it, but nothing beats actually setting it up in real life, and then it just gets done and it makes sense, and yeah, you can aesthetically do it on the spot. So there's a couple of things I was working on yesterday. I'm not gonna give you too much of a sneak peek, you gotta wait. The multi-episode project, if we can get it up and running, we're aiming for around May, June, but I will continue to be doing weekly videos until then. So I'm not just going to be focusing on that, we're going to be still doing everything that we do. One of the biggest things on my to-do list is to remake the organza boa video I made last year. I know a lot of you, and myself included, had a troubleshooting issue with tubing. So I've come up with a new technique, and my skills have definitely improved video and editing wise since last year. So I'll be remaking that video quite soon. And yeah, then we can all start making some nice boas again and getting back on stage. Thank you so much for joining me for my first video back. I can't wait to just get back into it and start having more adventures this year. And I've got so much to build. Just so much to build. Thank you for joining me once again. I have been Lady Hart, and you have been an audience. See you next week.
You're all doomed.
Jude. Jude.